Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? Welcome back. Today we are doing our first of two summer camp horror movie reviews, both of which coincidentally are from 1981 and have cropsey, like the serial killer origins, but we'll dive deeper into that. Today we are talking all about The Burning from 1981. This is one of my favorites for summertime, like a really great summer watch. And I don't know about you, but I have watched In Search of Darkness so many times. Whenever I see a movie from the 80s like this, I would immediately say, "The Burning, gather around the campfire to die." You know, because like they always have the little taglines that are said before, like in the trailers before they talk about the movie. So I don't know, it's so good. But before we begin, please don't forget to check out all of my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. My next movie review will be Madman from 1981, another one of my favorites. Madman Mars is such a cool concept, and the fact that it's completely fictional is even better. So let's talk The Burning from 1981, directed by Tony Maylam. This is an hour and a half long, and this was released May 8th, 1981. Let me know if you share a birthday with this movie. After a summer camp prank leaves a caretaker horrifically burned, he returns years later with garden shears in hand and revenge in his heart, stalking teens through the woods. Cropsey is back, and summer is about to get slashed. And speaking of Cropsey, the film is based on the real-life urban legend Cropsey from Staten Island. And that whole situation was explored later in the 2009 Cropsey documentary, which I highly recommend. The Burning was actually labeled a video nasty in the UK, which I absolutely love. And it was banned for its violence and gore. But I will say this is another one that horror fans truly did make a cult classic. So let's talk about it. Like I mentioned, The Burning opens with a cruel summer camp prank gone wrong. When a group of campers accidentally sets their caretaker Cropsey on fire, leaving him mangled and with a few screws loose, if you know what I mean. Years later, Cropsey returns to the area with a thirst for vengeance, disguised by shadows and wielding a pair of garden shears. He begins stalking and picking off teens at a nearby camp. What follows is a tense and gory rampage through the woods, ending in a fiery confrontation that ties back to the legend that the campers initially dismissed. I think this one being grounded in reality gives it more of a real life horror aspect, if you will. And I think the one thing that sells the real life horror of it all is Tom Savini. He ended up doing the practical effects for The Burning, and he turned down Friday the 13th Part 2 to do The Burning. And thank the horror gods he did, because his effects, all of his special effects, practical effects, everything Tom Savini touches is absolute gold. If you guys follow him on Instagram, he's been posting paintings that he's been doing of like Universal monsters, and they're so detailed. They are so good. That man really has an eye for a grotesque creation. But speaking of things he did in this movie, the infamous raft scene shot in one day. They used real garden shears that they ended up dulling so that they wouldn't hurt anybody, but they were real. They used fake limbs galore and buckets of blood. And this was Jason Alexander's film debut with hair pre-George Costanza. He improvised a lot of his lines, and I think he is genuinely a hilarious human being. So this being his first role, I feel like all of the greats have their start in horror. But he did bring a lighthearted levity and charm to this movie that I feel like you wouldn't have gotten if his role were given to someone else. Before we go, I want to quickly thank my patrons for supporting the channel. If you would like to watch The Burning, you can check out my $2 tier over on Patreon to support the channel and watch a movie, have a movie night. So thank you to my patrons for always supporting the channel. And I hope that you find my Patreon to be a place to expand your horror knowledge with accessible horror. There's a bunch of free movies on there. So let's get back into The Burning. May have been overshadowed by other various horror icons like Jason Voorhees or other campsite or bigger horror films that came out around the time, but I do feel like The Burning is a horror staple, an 80s horror staple. It really earns its spot in the summer camp slaughter subgenre, if you will. It is gritty, gory, and grimy in all the right ways. And hey, definitely check out the Cropsey documentary. I feel like that would be a really great double feature to watch The Burning and then follow it up learning more about something in the film you had just watched. And don't forget, our next review will be for Madman. I love that movie. I think it is severely underrated. But that is where I will leave you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've seen The Burning. And you know what? Let me know if you're also a Seinfeld fan. So I will see you in a few days. Sayonara, Spooky fam.